Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening for our Candlelight Memorial Ceremony as we honor the Ulster County service members who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. I am Mark Casapoli, retired Air Force Command Chief Master Sergeant and the current Ulster County Director of the Veteran Services Agency. Welcome to our annual ceremony. Please direct your attention to the front of the memorial for the presentation of colors and the singing of our national anthem by county employee Jillian Nadiak.
Detail, tet, huh! Preset, huh!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Detail, order, huh! Halt, grade, huh!
Thank you very much, Jillian. It is now time for the tribute. This is a traditional Memorial Day tribute to our fallen service members from all wars. Again, our nation assembles to honor its heroic dead. 1,000 battles of land, sea, and air echo their valiant deeds. Under the quiet sod or beneath murmuring waves, their bodies rest in peace. But in the destinies of veterans, their souls go marching on. Because of them, our lives are free. Because of them, our nation lives. When peril threatened and their country called, with divine self-sacrifice, they left their paths of peace to spring to arms, to make their chests a barricade against the nation's foes. For us they fought, for us they fell. Now with one accord and deepest reverence, we do them honor. For their sakes, also let us not forget the loved ones left behind. Our tears or words of sympathy cannot bring back the comfort of those loving hands or the music of those voices stilled. Only the solemn pride of having given more than all the rest is theirs who live to weep. But all the world, because of what they gave, is in debt to them. We have watching with us today family members who have endured this sacrifice. They are the Gold Star family members who will always be honored. As a county and a nation, we are forever in your debt and will forever honor and remember your fallen loved ones. Let us now bow our heads for a moment of silence in solemn memory of our heroic dead. Now it's my privilege to introduce our guest speaker, Pat Ryan, U.S. Army veteran and Ulster County executive.
right, well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here, and thanks to everyone that is watching at home. This obviously isn't quite what we were planning for and hoping for, but we felt it was extremely important to have this ceremony and to persevere through this. So thank you to everyone watching at home. In particular, I'd like to thank all the members of our color guard from VFW Post 1386 and others who are here representing those organizations. Jillian Nadiak, our county employee, for her not only her great voice in singing, but her service to our county more broadly. Mark Kazapuli, our Director of Veteran Services, and Frank Regier, our Deputy. Also, you'll hear from later Commander Len Ballou, who will read the history of American military conflicts, and of course, Bill Bittner, our bugler for the ceremony. Those of you that have been here to this ceremony before will know and remember that normally this street would be packed with community members here to honor the long line of Ulster County residents who've made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. But as we always do, we are adapting and overcoming, determined as a community to pay tribute to these brave individuals and to their families. To all of you watching our live stream at home now or later, thank you for taking time out of your busy evening and weekend to participate in this ceremony. The monument behind me, powerful monument behind me, bears the names of over 1,300 heroes, all Ulster County residents who have given their lives in defense of our country and our values, spanning from the Revolutionary War to the still ongoing conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq. To me, Memorial Day is when Americans are supposed to evaluate and ultimately grapple with war's true human costs. And for so many of us, I know all of us here tonight for sure, these costs are deeply personal. Over the course of this weekend, I will think of the names, faces, and stories of those I know who made that ultimate sacrifice. West Point classmates, members of my unit, the 1st Battalion, 8th Infantry, and of course those from right here in Ulster County whose names are behind and around me. But I want to share one particular story and one particular moment, really, with all of you that I will be reflecting on this weekend. On October 7th, 2008, Sergeant Daniel Clark, a member of my unit and my friend, was tragically killed by small arms fire during a raid to capture a high-level Al-Qaeda leader in southern Mosul. It was a gut punch for all of us in the unit, especially because just 3 days earlier, Dan had celebrated his 5th wedding anniversary with his wife, Nalini, and their 4-year-old son, Lucas. The next day, we mourned and honored him with a ceremony similar to what we're doing here tonight, erecting a makeshift monument just like the one over my shoulder, rifle and bayonet facing down into the ground, boots and dog tags at the base, and combat helmet on the top. The ceremony was nothing less than heart-wrenching. And by pure coincidence, I was scheduled the next day to fly home to New York for my scheduled mid-tour leave, which for those of you that don't know is about a 10-day break with family and friends that's designed to break up what was for me a 15-month deployment. Of course, I and my family had been looking forward to this leave for months, but as I arrived at Mosul Airfield that morning to leave, it really actually hit me that Sergeant Clark's flag-draped coffin would be joining me on my flight as well. So along with hundreds of my fellow soldiers, we conducted what's called a dignified transfer ceremony on the flight line, a ceremony where a fallen soldier is honored and brought onto an aircraft for transport home to his or her family. I had conflicting emotions as I boarded the plane. Deep sadness at the loss of my friend, pride that he was willing to make that ultimate sacrifice, and ultimately some sense of relief that at least for the 2-hour flight to Kuwait, someone who really knew Sergeant Clark would be with him until he was able to get home ultimately to his family. It was one of the longest and most difficult flights of my life. And mostly I found myself thinking about this jarring dichotomy between my family here in New York, in Ulster County, anxiously awaiting my return and a chance to be together and to celebrate and to take joy, and his family absolutely shattered and devastated at their loss. His wife, his young son, his parents, his siblings, and all around our great country and right here in our county, there are hundreds of thousands of families, the Gold Star families, who have experienced that same loss. So this weekend is weird, and I know for many of us it is. I know for me it is. But for everyone during this weekend, I do want to say you should absolutely celebrate. You should break out the grill. You should mark the unofficial start of summer. You should see family and friends at least as much as you can in the days and moments that we find ourselves. You should enjoy what's going to be beautiful weather. But I respectfully request that you also make sure to take at least a few moments to reflect, not just on our brave service members who have made the ultimate sacrifice, but also to think about their families and friends and loved ones. I know the COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted so many things, including this ceremony and parades and other ceremonies in which we usually honor our heroes. So this weekend I ask each of you, along with me, to get creative. Here's what I would ask that you do. Find a candle in your home. And as it gets dark, please light that candle and place it in a window of your home facing outward to symbolize your thanks and your recognition of all of those on the monument behind me and all of those across the country who have given their lives so that we can all stand here and watch here freely today. Thank you all, and may God bless each of you, and God bless our United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you for those words, County Executive Ryan. It's now time for us to light the candles. and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Leonard Ballou, Ulster County Commander of the American Legion, for the reading of the Roll of Conflicts.
Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783. 68 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. The War of 1812. 1 Ulster County hero made the ultimate sacrifice. The Civil War, 1861 to 1865. 657 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. World War I, 1917, 1918. 179 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. World War II, 1941 to 1946. 352 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. The Korean War, 1950 to 1955. 27 Ulster County heroes made that ultimate sacrifice. Vietnam War, 1961, 1975. 42 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. The Afghanistan War, 2001 to present day. 2 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. The Iraq War, 2003 to present day. 5 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice.
Detail, attach, huh. Preset, huh.
We will now be playing taps. this time I'm going to read a few words from Congressman Antonio Delgado, who couldn't be here this evening. Thank you to my friend, Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan, for holding this important vigil to honor our fallen heroes. On Monday, our nation recognizes Memorial Day, during which we pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation's freedoms and values while serving in the military. This year, our memorials will look a bit different as we adhere to social distancing practices to stay safe. However, the depth of our gratitude remains steadfast for the brave servicemen and women who sacrificed their lives for their fellow Americans. I thank those who selflessly served our country and gave their lives for an America where anyone is free to assemble, to worship, and to express their opinions. I join everyone here this evening in offering my deepest gratitude and heartfelt reverence for all our fallen soldiers. We will never forget. May God bless you all. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you, Congressman Delgado, for those words. I would also like to thank our ceremony participants, Commander Len Ballou, Ulster County American Legion, Adjutant Frank Ruggiero, retired Army First Sergeant, William Bittner, our bugler, Jillian Nadiak for her wonderful singing, County Executive Ryan for his inspiring words, Radio Kingston for live streaming us, and all of you who took the time to join us as we honored America's best. They will never be forgotten. We now have Jillian sing God Bless America for us.
Detail, attach, hook.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this evening's ceremony is concluded. Thank you once again for joining us, and thank you for memorializing the sacrifices of our fallen Americans. God bless the USA.